Now, in the kit here, we're showing you what all comes in the kit. The gun, which is made up in Michigan, been out since 1982. The gun itself has a lifetime warranty on it. If you ever have a problem, you send it back to the home office, they repair it or replace it, send it back to you at no charge. Their address and toll-free number is in the back of the operating instructions. Now, you get your 5 tips. You get the 0, the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3 tips. Also your copper cutting tip. That's for cutting your heavier steels. You get an air acetylene tip here. Works like a propane torch. There's some holes in it right there in the side. The oxygen comes from there. You just use acetylene. Sweating copper pipe up to 6 inches. Thawing frozen pipe or leading if you're doing body work. The wrench for changing your tips. Our tip cleaners, they're unique. They're smooth. You're not wearing the orifice in the tip out. Your tips last for years. The undercutter, that's the one that you push for your sheet metal. The overcutter, that has the set of training wheels on it, that just steadies your hand up on the longer cuts. You can take this wing nut off, use it on the sheet metal cutter. Either one of those will fit so you can get a nice straight cut. You get your check valves or your heat shield. That just protects your hand when you're cutting, kind of slips onto the front of the gun. Your cutting tips come out through the holes there, just protects your hand. I just personally use a glove. Now, some optional tips that we have available. Now, there's some places in the box for those, so there's nothing missing in the kit. If you're looking at the video, you just bought one, don't be alarmed. Again, there's nothing missing. The curved extension right here, that's for welding overhead, getting up over exhaust systems, roll cages, people building aircraft. The straight extension is a 6-inch straight extension, just extends your tip out. Now these extensions are for welding only, and that just gets you into some tighter areas. Now we do have a jeweler's tip for doing jewelry work. It's extremely fine. It has the knurls on it, has the checkerboard pattern there. The straight lines, it has a knurl on it, but they're all in straight lines. That's a 2.5 tip. If you're doing a lot of heavy cast iron or heavy aluminum, you know, anything thicker than a 1/2 inch like cylinder heads, the number 2.5 tip works out really nice for that. The 1/2 tip, or the sheet metal tip, is a tip that we here at J&S Enterprises make. What we do is we drill the alt tip out that comes in the kit to a 25 thousandths orifice. This makes it great for the chrome moly aircraft tubing, the thin sheet metal. The guys doing the street rod work and the custom stuff on those cars, that tip is really nice. It just kind of halfway between the number 1 and the alt tip. And now this tip here is a special one for you artists. It's a scroll tip, making the flowers out of sheet metal. Doing any real precision cutting in sheet metal, you can just about write your name. And we have all the pricing available on those. Now, in the kit, you'd also get your book and, of course, your instructional video, which we're in the process of making as we speak here. The book tells you how to set the torch up, flame to weld with. You have a toll-free number in the back right here to the home office up in Michigan. Now, there is a warranty card that you fill out and mail into the home office. Your serial number goes here, and your serial number goes on the front page here, and that is for your records. The serial number is stamped right in the base of the gun, in the brass part of that gun. So just send that in and your lifetime warranty will start at that point. Now we also include a supplement. It tells you step by step how to set the torch up. There's a lot of real good technical information here. We give you some different tips to use, you know, for the sheet metal. A little bit different than in the book, so pay close attention here, especially on your sheet metal. The undercutter, we use the alt tip on the cutting tip, the number 1 tip on the heating tip. The book has some different tips listed. It doesn't work very well on the real thin sheet metal with the way the book says, so please go by our instructions. The pressures are listed right here. My telephone number, my pager number, my address, and everything is here. If you do have any questions, please call us. We can usually help you right over the phone. Now, we also give you a little idea of what size tip to use for different applications, and also a list of all the rods, all just TIG or Healy arc rods you get at your local welding supply. The fluxes are listed. Again, we have our proprietary flux on the aluminum. We actually bottle that up We sell that. Peterson #2 flux, we keep that in stock for you folks doing the cast iron. We also highly recommend this Welder's Handbook to you folks that are just beginning. It's by Richard Finch, and it's put out by HP Books. It's number 1264, and you can get that at a Pep Boys, a lot of your speed shops. I think you can even order these from Jegg's High Performance Mail Order. It's just a real good basic book. It even has our torch in there, so it's a very good book for you people that are just starting out. We have a lot of people ask us the difference in the Henrob torch. Not only does it just look different, our mixing chamber, that's what's patented and different about that torch. We have an almost 7,000 degree flame versus the 6,250 degree flame of your standard torch, and it is an oxygen free flame. But again, the main difference there is going to be in that mixing chamber. Again, we thank you for your purchase. We ask you to please call us if you have any questions, and we will try to get you help right over the telephone. We want satisfied customers, and so don't be ashamed to call us if you have a question.